Hello guys, Dad here. Welcome back to episode 2 of Buckland Farm, the Self Sufficiency challenge series where we try to create a successful farm, running all of our own productions, producing everything that we need on the farm itself. I hope you've all been well. We've got a lot to cover in this episode, so we'll get cracking. I'm just heading on down to the woodlands. This is going to be the attempt at a forestry episode. One of the main things that we're struggling for is diesel. We are pretty low on the tanks. Some of the machinery's almost empty, and the tank back at the farm has got about 200 litres in, I think. So not much at all. And that'll soon go, so we need to clear some space down here so that we can place our diesel production down here out of the way. Chat fence. Righto, so let's get up right up into the woodland. So this is the communal space, or what I was calling the communal woodland. So I'm just gonna park it up here. Let's turn the engine off because diesel is precious. Yeah, so this is the communal woodland, and this is where I've decided that I want the diesel production to go. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to clear some of these trees away. We are going to sell the trees because, you know, they're ours, it's communal land, we're allowed to do that. So we're going along the lines of, it's a bit of a land clearance operation, and I've figured out sort of roughly this area will do for the diesel production. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark up some trees. We'll mark them up with some orange, spice some spray, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. Like I said, this is new to me. I've not done a whole heap of forestry, so this could go horrendously wrong. But if it does, you can all have a good laugh at my expense. So what I have intended to do is, like I said, diesel production is going to come down here. So that the pathway, the drive is going to remain intact. And I think I worked it out as about 5 or 6 trees back. So that's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And this is 5. And do we come back another? Or do we go up here? No, we'll leave it at that for now. So we want to take this one out as well. So just coming along to create some space. Like I said, I've not done forestry really in any capacity. I have been reading up about it. So what was that again? So that was 4, I think. So probably want to come down this sort of way, I think. Maybe back down here, back down towards the road. So we need to mark that up. So let's go in. That one's marked up with spray, but we'll do on this side as well. It's marked up. That one's marked up. Let's do that side as well. So I think that gives us a reasonable amount of space. So yeah, we'll just finish up marking up the trees. So yeah, I just wanted to like address the elephant in the room a little bit. By the time you see this, I think it will be last Sunday, I put out a statement on YouTube and my Facebook profile page, my Simi Dad Facebook profile, just basically stating that that essentially I was cutting back on the channel a little bit, and yeah, just trying to focus on being a better dad, a better husband, and that kind of thing. So obviously the main thing is, right, I know there's people out there be like, oh, you know, why are you doing this if it's causing you that much stress or that much worry or that much hassle in your private life? What's the point? You know, you've got at this point 89 subs, and you know, believe me, trust me, I value every single one of you subscribers out there. I genuinely do, with all my heart. The support and appreciation that you've all shown has been nothing short of immense. So I'm sure there'll be the people out there now saying, well, you know, if it's causing you that much hassle, if it's causing you that much stress, if it's causing you that much worry, or whatever else, then why do you do it? You don't earn any money from it. You don't, you know, you've got a relatively small audience, and you know, they're all valid points. But as I've said before in the open and in private conversations, I didn't get into YouTube to make money. I didn't get into it to become famous or any of that. I started YouTube because I am a lifelong student. I like to learn new things. I like to push myself. I like to test the limits of what's possible, what's capable. And in the process, just like to learn new skills. So that's why I took up YouTube, was to meet new people, learn new skills, and you know, just push the limits of what I thought was possible in myself. And you know, I've done that. I've got some good ideas. I've got things that I want to get done. I've got things on the channel in my head that I'd like to achieve. You know, monetization is one of those things, but not with the intent of, you know, quitting my day job or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. You know, I've no intention or ambition of becoming one of these YouTubers that earns a living out of this full time. I personally, in my space, don't believe that's feasible. But I'm an all-in kind of guy. So if I start something, if I get into something, if I want to do something, I'm an all-in, and it becomes an all-consuming thing. And I'm, you know, it's constantly on my mind. It's constantly something that I think about. How can I be better? How can I achieve what I want to achieve? How can I create better content? What are some ideas for better content? I'll just interrupt here. So I've marked up all the trees. And what we're going to do is use the, what is it? What is the command? So sorry. So yeah, I'm an all-in kind of guy. It's something that consumes me. It's something that, you know, I'll get all in on it. And I always said, you know, one of my greatest inspirations is Mr Farquars. He's the one that gave me the courage and encouragement to get into actually releasing the content. And his motto is family first always. And I agree with that. My family mean more to me than anything, as they should for everyone. You know, 4 kids and a wife and all of that good stuff. And yeah, in consuming, in attempting to become a content creator, I've become guilty of letting it get the better of me, letting it somewhat define who I am you know, my days revolved around getting home, like, you know, going to work, got a day job, 9 to 5 type of thing. So I'd go to work, you know, I'd be up early, shower, all that stuff, get the kids breakfast and that, go to work, come home, do the dad thing, put the kids to bed. You know, that didn't change. And then as soon as they were in bed, I'd be at my computer, either editing a video or trying to come up with some content ideas or playing the game, recording. And then when I'd have sound issues with my OBS, that was a thing, and that became a consuming, you know, that consumed me for a week or so trying to figure that out. And yeah, I just, in doing so, realised that I sort of neglected being a husband a little bit, and probably to some respects, and without realising it, neglected being a father as well, thinking, oh yeah, I'm still doing the dad thing, I'm still getting up with them in the morning, I'm still doing all of that stuff. But actually, when I'm with them, playing with them, my mind is elsewhere. And yeah, I had a quite stark chat with my wife about it, and the realisation of, actually, you know, this isn't good. This is not good. This is not who I want to be. You know, I want to be able to do it all. But as it was, my experience level didn't allow me to be that way. And yeah, just a lot of guilt about that. So yeah, address the statement that was put out. I am cutting back on my content. You know, living by the motto, family first always. Just trying to be a better husband and a better dad. Buckland is staying. So Buckland Farm for the foreseeable future will be the only content that will go out for Farm Sim. And I am carrying on the American Truck Simulator series. And, you know, since I put that statement out, people have messaged me. I've had messages off people, kind messages saying, you know, we support your decision, all of that stuff. And, you know, it genuinely means the world to me, that people that I don't know, essentially, yeah, that they support what I'm doing. And yeah, hopefully in the long term, I'll be back on a more regular schedule. Because that's the other thing as well, is I've really struggled to kind of get a schedule together. So, right, so anyway, that's that, and yeah, I hope you can appreciate it. Sorry if that was a bit rambly. It's something that's weighed heavy on me. That's why there hasn't been any content for the last few weeks, and I do apologise for that. I just had to wrangle with the guilt, had family visiting and all that kind of stuff, and just had to try and figure some stuff out, and figured I could commit to one episode a week of American Truck Simulator and Farming Simulator. Buckland is the map that I've chosen because I owe it to the map, because I spent a lot of time with this map, spent a lot of time chatting to MS. It's a great little map. I'm liking the challenge that I've got going on here. So Green Valley will be gone. The save is staying. I'm keeping the save, so I may resurrect it at some point. But for now, it'll just be the one Farm Sim and the one American Truck Sim a week. Probably likely a Friday for Truck Simulator and a Saturday for Farm Sim, but we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you posted. And yeah, I apologise if you've been looking forward for the content and it's not come. Anyway, back to the farming. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk today. Right, so what I've done is I've released a mod, which is the L-Track. It's the LTEC 277B by FDR modding, and also the processor head that goes with it. And that's what we're going to use to hopefully cut down some trees. Like I said, I am terrible at forestry. Right, so let's get them wide open. Let's drive forward a little bit. let's hug the tree. Oh. Let's do... see how this goes, eh? So we're going 6 meter lengths. That's what I read online was probably the best. This, yeah, it's a little mod pack. This is from FDR Mod, and I'll leave the description yeah, I'll leave the link in the description below. We'll try that again. To the pack, it's a pack of forestry machines, and also they've got maps as well. And yeah, it's a great little pack. The gentleman that does them, I think he is a logger of some kind in real life. I think he does logging in real life, and I think he... Let's go back a bit. Right, let's go onto that. Why are we not wanting to cut that, eh? Like I said, oh, that's why, because I'm not attached to the tree. That's why. Like I said, don't expect miracles, guys, yeah? I will try and keep as much of this in as well as I can. Should be on there. Let's go down, drive forward. Grip onto the tree. Cut. Let's lift. Aim it that way. Let's cut. 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 Yeah, so the guy that makes the mods, like I said, I think he's a logger of some kind in real life. And he's that's what he likes to do on Farm Sim, and he plays the game how he likes it, which is obviously, that's his prerogative to do so. But in doing that, he decided that actually the level of forestry equipment that was available on the base game, they weren't the best. So he's come up with his own mods based on his own experience as a real life logger. He's got an absolutely amazing YouTube channel, which again I'll link that in the description. And he's got a 2 joystick setup. So he's got 2, I think they're Thrustmaster E16000M or something like that. 2 of them set. Why are you turning that way? That's not what I told you to do. Okay, that goes that way. It's going to be interesting to pick these up. But yeah, his skills at logging on FS are immense, which, you would expect that from someone who does it in real life. He's made these mods, and I think actually they're really good. He's currently mapped out to an Xbox controller. I don't want it that way, I want it that way. and yeah, just trying to get the hang of it. But it's quite comprehensive. So when you download the pack, there's 2 packs you need to download. One is the pack for the machinery, which there's a ton of, and the other is the pack for the maps, the login maps that they've come up with. And there's also a controls thing as well, so that you can map the controls as one would expect. He's got, being something so comprehensive, he's got on his YouTube a guide of how to set up the controls, and the guide is geared towards his setup, which, like I said, is 2 joysticks. But he's also got a Discord, so in the Discord there are other people that use his packs that have got it set up for controllers, and they've shared screenshots of their setup rather. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is literally just a ground clearing exercise. Not really expecting to make any great amount of money off this. Ideally enough to cover the cost. Oh, whoa. Yeah, just to cover cost of the leasing, which was about 7,500 ish, give or take. Maybe yeah, maybe closer to 10, we'll say. So yeah, if I could just cover with this wood the cost of the leasing, that would be awesome, pun intended. If not, then again, we need the space to get on with being able to run our machinery. So what I've done since we last spoke as well is spent some time doing getting some contracts on the go. Can't actually remember if we took them at the end of the last episode or not, but if we didn't, I took some canola harvesting contracts. Because one of the inputs, or one of the diesel types that can be made on the mod that I'm intending to use for diesel production, is using canola, so I figured, well, I may as well make some money whilst I'm harvesting, or have something to show. Yeah, I may as well make some money whilst I'm getting some canola, as I didn't have any on my farm and didn't really have the capital available to buy any at the time. And obviously, naturally, contracts leave a little bit over. So just gonna hop out a sec to see where we're up to. Did I mark this one? No, that's fine. This one's not marked. This one marked? Nope. Okay, we're making okay progress. Hopefully it's not too shit for you guys. Yeah, we may as well clear these ones out here actually first. We can get there, because I've put the logs in an awkward place. We'll have to get a chainsaw and come back in here and clear out the stumps that are left. Obviously we'll need to get a grapple and come in and pick up the logs on a trailer to take them off to be sold. Back up a little bit. Half of this seems to be just getting the right angle, to be honest. gonna stop. Now, I can tell you from watching Mr FDR that I would be the probably worst colleague right now, because he talks a lot about, rightly so, leaving the log piles in a nice neat pile ready for the next guy that comes along, because obviously in a real life forestry operation it's not just one dude in a tracked vehicle doing all the work himself. It's usually like a team of guys, I would imagine. So yeah, he talks a lot about being able to leave the piles in a way that it makes it accessible for the next person. Which is something I can appreciate. I'm sure anyone that's worked as part of a team can also appreciate that. Let's make sure that's on. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you played any forestry on FS. And obviously it's a predominantly farming game, and the intent is to get back to the farming as soon as possible. That was alright, that was pretty good. That was good. That was a-okay. Pleased with that little pile. I mean, best one of a bad bunch, but I'll take that. Yeah, trying to understand why sometimes it cuts the first length and sometimes it doesn't. And my answer to that is 1,000,000% user error. Nice, that was looking like a nice pile right until the end. Right, if we turn this way, because I think I was slightly backwards. But yeah, I hope everyone's well, and been enjoying whatever you're up to. The weather has been absolutely atrocious. I feel like summer lasted all of about 3 days. Been well generally. We've had, I was saying at the beginning, we've had a couple of family visits for a couple of days here and there. I had my sister come and stay, which was really nice. It was the first time in it was the first time in 2 years since I'd seen her last, because she lives away from where I live. So that was nice. She got the train up. I spent a few days with us and the kids. And then my mother came to stay as well. Oh, why have you just done that? I was doing really well since. And yeah, we had a little holiday as well. We went away to, so I live in Wales, and we went away to a place called Tenby, which is like a seaside town. A friend of ours has got a caravan down there, so we go and stay down there in the summer. It's really nice, the kids love it. Yeah, and that's about it really. And yeah, in terms of gaming, most of my gaming has been on Farm Sim or American Truck Simulator, and I have also been doing a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator convoys with Scruffy from Mr Farquars Discord. Now, the Farm Sim that I've been playing, aside from trying to record this series, has been on Mr Farquars multiplayer server. So he's got a new one. He managed to get the original one sorted out, so that was always scheduled to get moved over to Saxthorpe once that came out. But there was a slight wee issue with that one. I think it was with Nitrado was the server company that he's using for that one. It wouldn't swap over the save files or something like that. My knowledge on setting up multiplayer servers is CAC, so It could have been something completely different, but that was what that was. So after a bit of time and everything like that, he's managed to get that sorted up on Saxthorpe, and also got another server up and running, which is on Emerald Coast, or Farming on the Emerald Coast, I think that was called, which is a 4X map, which is off of Nexus mods. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head who the modder is for that, but it's a really nice 4X map. So the Saxthorpe server is set up like a communal farm, so we all chip in. Granted, I haven't really been on and done much jobs. No. See, sometimes it does that, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but like I said, it's 1,000,000% something I'm doing situation, but yeah, so the Farming on the Emerald Coast map is more of a, I don't know how to categorize it. We think there's the potential that it might get competitive, but I am aware that I'm dropping logs on my face right now, but that's just the nature of letting a rookie loose with these machines. Yeah, we think it might get quite competitive because we've all got our own little farms in there. I completely fluked, managed to strike it lucky on like the first day, so I wasn't entirely sure what I was gonna run, because there's a number of farms up there. I think there's a pig farm, a couple of cow farms to choose from, as well as I think there's a horse farm on there as well. So I was having a look around. Had genuinely considered doing a forestry on there, given it was a multiplayer. Set up my own farm, doing forestry with the intent get a little bit of a practice in, ready for recording this. So I was checking out some of the so I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away if you're planning on playing the map, but I struck gold. So whilst we were getting set up for the map, I started watching Farmer Klein. I think he was involved in some of the testing for it. No. I think he was involved in some of the testing for it, and he was doing some live streams and stuff, so I started watching one of those, or just like a map tour, and he mentioned in the map tour that there were collectibles. Now, I went off to explore one of the various little forestry patches that's on the map, thinking, can I start a forestry save? Don't do forestry. Forestry's not my thing. Can I petition Mr Farquars to put the FDR log and stuff in? Which I'm sure he would have done, no problem at all. Happy days, hunky-dory. I'll start a forestry potentially. The land seemed like cheap enough. There was a little, on one of the patches, when I was looking at the little plots of land that you can buy because it's all plotted out, there was something that caught my eye which didn't seem sort of, what's the best way, it piqued my interest. So I went to look at it and I found a little gold nugget. Now I asked Mr Farquars, I said to him, because he was online at the same time, I said, hey man, what are we doing about collectibles? Are we getting them or are we not? You know, what's the general consensus? Is everyone, you know, if no one was getting collectibles, if everyone was agreeing that we were just going to leave the collectibles where they were, then, you know, that was that. I was cooler with that. So I found a gold nugget purely by chance. Assumed it was a collectible. Mr Klein in his video had said that there was like 50 grand or something for collectibles. So I thought, oh, free 50 grand. Asked Mr Farquars, he said, yeah, fair game. And I picked up the gold nugget thinking that it was a collectible. No, it was a one-off. Apparently, I've since learned there was only one on the map, and it was worth a cool 2 million. And yeah, so I ended up starting with $3.5 million. What are we stuck on here? Yeah, purely by chance started with $3.5 million. Yeah, so off the back of that, I decided to do cows, because that is what I've done the most of in my time as a pretend farmer in Farming Simulator 22. So that's what I did. I bought one of the plots, started that, and then I found out that there was a compost production facility on the map. So I thought, right, okay, priced it up, well within my price range, obviously. Money bags, found the golden nugget and did that. So I bought the compost and realised that once the compost is done, if you then bag the compost and you sell it as bagged compost, it's actually worth like $15,000 1,000 litres. So yeah, I ended up with that going on. I bought a field of corn, and that gave me a lot of chaff, which is one of the ways of making compost is with chaff. And yeah, it's safe to say that once it's all turned into compost, it will, or bagged compost at least, it'll be worth a considerable amount of cash. So I'm hoping that we've leveled a big enough space to fit the diesel production in. Fingers crossed. And then obviously we just got to pick all these logs up, stack them in a trailer, take them up to be sold down at the sawmill. It's a nice little multiplayer, that is. If you are interested in joining the multiplayer, any of them, either the Saxthorpe or the Emerald Coast one, links will be down there how to join. They are Mr Farquars servers. You have to be a channel member or a Twitch, whatever they call them over there, subscriber, whatever, to get on. But I'll leave his channel down there. He's a sound guy, one of the nicest on YouTube, 100% guaranteed. Give you anyone the time of day, and yeah, go check him out anyway. But if you do want to get in on the multiplayer action, which is a good time, you have a good laugh, good chat. He does all kinds of things on his channel. He's got a second channel with variety content, so even if you're fully stocked on Farm Sim, go and check him out, because he has got a plethora of content going on over there. So yeah, I'm just having a little look. The production site, I think we're gonna have to clear out some of this. Now, I was going up that way, but I was looking and it's quite hilly over there, so I'm just thinking this is a little bit flatter, and it'll probably cost us less to landscape that when we actually place the production down. So we'll bring the harvester over and we'll start cutting over there. So yeah, I think we're doing a good job. I think we're just another 2 rows maybe of trees over that side, and we should be okay to have a look at placing it down then, once we've cleared the land. All the clearing will be done by crawler track as well, so this L-Tech that we've got here will take the grab control as well. So we'll do that, we'll get a wood trailer and we'll load that. I do have the lumberjack mod enabled, but that's purely to be able to grind the stumps afterwards without having to get a tractor attached grinder. So I've gone to the tree. Oh, why are we doing this? Wrong button. Just check the controls again. Turn on the mulcher. See, you have one little tiny break from recording for just 15 minutes to grab a cup of coffee, and you come back and it's All forgotten. Yeah, so we'll mark that one, that side, so we can actually see it. Is this one marked? No, I think we will take that one though. And this one is marked, so we'll mark it that side so we can see it more clearly. Same with this one. Let's just change the camera. Because it's such a manual process with these FDR harvesters, which, you know, that's no bad thing. They're designed for people who like real forestry. It's just trying to do all of the moving the mouse and everything. Right, that's in there. Grip that. Lift. And cut. Cut. And cut. And I would dare to say that's probably my best pal yet. So what was born out of a mistake on my part is actually turned out to be probably the best pal yet. I mean, it is irrelevant if not, but it's I just hope that all this is worth it and the wood gets us a good price. It'd be nice to, I mean, we're going to be getting a loan probably to pay for the production that we're going to be using anyway, but it'd be nice if we could cover the cost of the production through selling the wood. So let's crack on with that. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I will quickly crack on with this. Finish it off. I think you've seen enough of me making a fool of myself chopping up these trees. So I'll crack on and then we will I'll bring you back when we've got the grabber and we're trying to pick all these trees up. So we are back and we are cleared all the trees I think that we need to. I've lost count of how many trees we actually cleared, but what we're going to do now, because we're going to run out of time, we're going to go through and clear all the stumps. And yeah, we'll end it there. And then, like I said, yeah, this is going to run into 2 days of logging, I'm afraid. So I'll probably just do it as a part 1, part 2. Just going to try and find as many of the stumps as we can. Although, I am wondering, because obviously it's quite overgrown, whether it might be worth just getting a mower down here just to clear some of this overgrowth away. Because, I mean, it won't matter too much for placing down the production, because that will automatically get rid of the overgrowth when you place that down. So I think by my count this is our 11th stump that we've ground away. So I think we've probably cleared, I mean, we can count the log piles, but I think we've probably cleared in the region of 30 or so trees. Which is not bad going, I don't think, at least for someone who has never really got on with forestry. And yeah, I'm not here pretending to be the best forestry person. And I know this probably wasn't that great compared to some of the other guys that exist on YouTube that do forestry all the time. And again, I haven't done this for the money that the wood will bring. So if we don't make enough to cover the cost of everything, then that's fine, because we were going to do it anyway. To be able to place a production, because the production the production that's going in here, I don't know if I actually even mentioned, is the diesel production, and the mod that I've used for or picked for the diesel production is quite big, so I don't want it to be a blight on the farm, because it would just dwarf the farm, and I don't think it would really fit in on the farm. Whereas in some tests I did when I placed it down here off recording, it looked quite good, or looked better at least. Right, any more for any more? I'm absolutely certain that we won't have got them all, but we'll do our best. Ooh, there's one here. So yeah, well, you'll probably notice, because I know some of you are quite eagle-eyed, some of the trees are still marked up. I don't know, I haven't looked into any great detail if there's like a unmarking tree spray, but basically the trees over there is where I was going, but then realised that actually that's quite steep over there, so it's going to cost me quite a lot in landscaping fees, where it's a bit more a bit flatter this way. And obviously also wasn't entirely sure how much needed to be cleared away. So I think, as far as I can see, I think that's all of them, or as many as I can find at least. Like a little, like a little hide and seek game. So yeah, like I said, that'll be that really. It's 4 o'clock nearly in the game, 4 o'clock in the day, and the time that it would take to get the trailer and the grabber head and bunch these all up, like these will just pick up in one hopefully, but there's some piles which weren't that great. Oh, there's one right there. Like, told you we wouldn't have found them all. But yeah, so you know, by the time I picked all these up, we'll be well into the night and it's dark down here, so I don't really want to do that. So what we will do is we will end it there, and we will go for a part 2 of forestry. So hopefully that's okay. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. Hopefully it's not been too boring if forestry is not your thing. Like I said, I do assure you this is a one-off. You know, forestry is not going to become a regular thing on this series. It's just to clear the space for the production plant that I want to put in here. I think it's going to run us about 50 or 60k to put the production down. We'll see when it comes to it, because obviously landscaping and positioning, things like that. I think I've cleared enough trees out of the way, but I am expecting to potentially have to clear some more once it's been placed down, but we'll see. It'll only be 1 or 2, if any at all. But yes, that is the end of the video, my friends. I do appreciate you all so much, more than I could ever express. Thank you all for the support, and apologies again for the lack of content over the last few weeks. Like I said, had a lot of stuff going on in terms of had family holiday, family visiting, and just a realisation that it was slowly taking over, and it was time to not step back, but focus on streamlining content a little bit and being able to put out content with some consistency, and while still being able to, you know, be there for the family, be a good husband, be a good dad, that kind of thing, and that's more important to me than YouTube ever will be, as I'm sure it would be for anyone out there. So yeah, on that front, I do genuinely appreciate the support more than I can ever express, so thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And thanks again for watching. Any thoughts, feedback, comment, suggestions, anything like that, bang it down in the comments down below. Don't forget to like it, give us a subscribe if you're not already, and we'll catch you in part 2, where we're going to pick up this pile of logs and we're going to take them down to the sell point. Thanks for watching, stay well, see you next time.